Hi Fam Bam, welcome to more minimalism and simplification. Today I'm going to talk to you about what happens if you declutter and there's still too much stuff. So I'm definitely guilty of feeling this way. I declutter and it's something that I feel all the time. I'm like, there's still too much stuff and I can't handle things that accumulate or start to clutter or things that are just excess that are floating around. And for myself, there are a few reasons that this happens. And so I want to talk to you about that and what to do with it or how to deal with it. But first, if you haven't yet, check out the free checklist I made below on decluttering. I thought it would be super helpful to actually have a list of things that I felt like were really necessary and to work off that list rather than taking each item one by one and deciding whether or not I wanted to keep it. So I thought that list might be useful to share with you guys. You can download it for free in the link below. So have you ever been there? You've decluttered everything, you think you have everything that you want, that you'll need, that you'll use, but it still feels like too much stuff? Well, I am guilty or a candidate for the first reason this happens, and that reason is being stuck in a mindset of lack, being stuck in a fearful perspective of I'm gonna lose time, or I'm losing money, or it's a waste, or I'm missing out by not keeping these items. And a lot of times you feel like, I could use that, that's useful, I like that, but this stuff kind of sits around and you don't realize it until a little time goes by, and for some reason there's this weird static karma of like not wanting to let it go, but you probably should. And I was thinking about this in terms of the law of attraction, or you get what you give, or that sort of perspective, in that prior to being a minimalist, I did not have a job where companies were dumping their entire product line at my doorstep. I did not have neighbors or friends that were dropping off baskets of goodies for the kids and for us every single week. And it's kind of mind-boggling how when you don't seem to care about a certain thing, it seems to flow towards you in abundance. And if you look at many areas of your life, you could see that a lot of this is true, but why is it that the one thing we really want, or the one thing that we really could have, seems so far away and so hard to get? And I really think that is the law of attraction. It is that energy of gratitude and seeing abundance and seeing that it is extra and feeling really good about it and feeling like you don't need it, versus like I need it and I want it and no matter how much comes into my life is not enough. So I noticed that this perspective does not add value to my life and to my environment, and that kind of like Marie Kondo does or says, I should take on the notion of being grateful for something in my life. It either taught me something, I learned something, I got a little bit of use out of it, or it's just been great to have it and now it's time to part and go. And to not look at it like I'm responsible for feeling guilty or feeling attached to it or feeling like it's a big fat waste. The world is abundant, and as long as I'm thoughtful of who I give it to, and I'm not accumulating this stuff just for me and to shove it out, it's just that this stuff so happens to appear and I feel responsible for it, and it's like, but to realize that it served its purpose and now it can get passed along, and that's completely okay. The second thing that could cause this feeling of it's still too much stuff is the ideology of perfect minimalism, or what ideally minimalism should look like. So this is kind of the idea of like what we see on the internet, what we see in the blogs. That's how our home should look like. Perfectly white, crisp, clean walls with white furniture and like this modern appeal and look, and that's just not the case. Like, you have to know what works for you, and it is a process in journeying through it. So if you can't let that idea go and you feel like, you know what, I've really been honest and I've really been looking at my spaces and I like this stuff, but it just seems like a cluster, and I just want to do something with it, then that takes me to number 3, which probably means you just don't know your style yet. and you're probably not well organized. My brother, who is an interior designer, brought this up when it came to my stuff. He kept talking about functionality. Functionality. It is so important to not just go with style, but to go with functionality and to be able to process or identify the style that can suit the functionality of your lifestyle and what you need to move about freely in your environment and feel like it serves you. So I learned certain things like these little bins. Prior to getting these bins, I had this stuff floating around. I had them stacked in a corner or like on my shelf here in the storage closet, and it was driving me absolutely nuts. They were filling up my desk drawers and they were just taking up a lot of space. And he said, you need more storage space. And at first I was so resistant to it because I was like, no, more storage space means more stuff to hide in. And I was like, I don't want that. And he's like, it's not about that. It's about functionality. If all this space was cleared from your desk, from your storage space, you can move about it more freely. It doesn't take much. Like, get just the storage that you need to remove the excess stuff that you're still using, that still add value to your life, but to remove it from the spaces that it doesn't need to be in so that those spaces can serve its actual function. My desk can be cleared. I can put stuff that I use daily in my drawer, and then everything else goes in here. So try those things out. And remember, it is a learning process. There have been times where I've brought like a basket home and I've tried putting it in and it just didn't work. So I had to take it back to the store, return it, and look for something different. And it just takes that trial and error and realizing that it is a process. It does evolve. So even though you get to a comfortable space, something might shift in your life, something might change, and you might have to kind of revisit the process. So I hope you guys liked this video on the ways that decluttering and feeling like there's too much stuff can be addressed and the reasons behind them. If you guys feel like I've missed anything, or if you felt this way and have discovered something totally different that I haven't mentioned today, share it with us in the comments below. As always, place your questions and comments in the comments below and let me know you like this video by hitting thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday for more minimalism. Ciao for now.